Just see if I can get myself a little bit of an added advantage against him. Ah! So yeah, this game technically only has 2 boss fights, and one of which is ARIES. And then you have the Minotaur that we fought earlier on. So I will admit that's one of the most disappointing aspects about the first God of War game. You expected more boss figures.
Yeah.
And that didn't really happen.
Yeah, it seemed like that was missing. Does it improve on later ones?
I can actually tell you, yes, it does. 2 had a lot more boss fights and were a little bit more meaningful than the Minotaur was in Pandora's Temple. So
True.
already that's an improvement. Taste the army of Hades!
If he
You
lost.
say that, and yet I'm the one with a full health bar! Oh, crap. Okay. Oh, noes. Now here's the downside, is that if you fail the QuickTime event, he eventually will get health back. So you want to make sure that he doesn't do that. Arm wrestle. No! I was pressing circle. I do. I feel the rage that drives my blades. Push it back! Push it back! Oh, no! What the crap?
You gotta push it way faster.
Probably. No! Alright, fine. You get my full treatment here. Boom! Oh no, crap. Okay, let's do the tug of war again. And now I have Rage of the Gods again. Oh, this is great. I think we made him mad, Andrea. Oh no! He's shoving us into a portal! We're gonna be dealing with GLaDOS now? No.
I have taught you many ways to kill a mortal, Kratos. Flesh that burns, bones that break. But to break a man's spirit is to truly destroy him.
So of course now we know where ARIES is going with this. He's going to make us relive our...
Greatest failure. Perhaps there is a chance you can undo the deeds of the past.
The nightmares that had haunted Kratos for the past 10 years had now taken form and substance.
Oh no.
His past stood before him.
I love the fact that he's like sitting here going, oh no, I'm gonna have to relive this, but it's an illusion,
Kratos!
and he knows it is.
What's happening? Where are we?
By the gods, can this be real?
Yes, yes it can be. Except, now instead of random monsters, you're fighting yourself!
Daddy!
Ares! There is nothing you can put in my way to stop me! I will save my family!
Okay, so with that, basically this is, in my opinion, one of the more difficult moments of the game, at least in this boss fight, is keeping your wife and child safe from yourself. Or at least Ares copies of you. Granted, I've already got a maxed out army of the dead, so it's not going to be too bad, but I can only imagine how hard this would get in harder difficulties.
Oh yeah, especially when you have to fight all of them.
Now, I don't necessarily want to waste my Rage of the Gods on this, so I'll probably be a little bit more sparing and use my army of Hades to be able to take care of this, but... No! They're taking her health! Oh no! Yeah! No, I will save you! See, what's funny is that I don't actually think we ever know the name of Kratos' wife. We eventually will learn his daughter's name, but I don't think we ever get told the name of Kratos' wife. If somebody wants to clarify that for me, then feel free to do so, but I really don't think it happens. Because a later PSP game actually will tell us his daughter's name. Oh no, now they're using the big sword. So you're starting to see that they're using various weapons that Kratos gets throughout the game. So off in the background is somebody using Zeus's lightning.
Oh, shoot that one. Oh, good. He's gone.
Why do I have to shoot them? I have the army of Hades, Andrea. The army of Hades is behind me. If for no other reason than I give them souls to continue to put through their personal hell. Okay, I need...
Ow.
Kratos had done the impossible. He had saved.
We can't hear you, narrator.
Kratos, please take us home.
Do you see, God of War? You took them once, but you'll never have them again.
You cannot save them, Kratos. You gave them up in your quest for ultimate power. There is a price to pay for everything you gain.
Not that price. I didn't want them to die.
No price is too high for what I offered. And you rejected me. God!
Oh no!
You will have no power, no magic. All that is left for you is death.
And there you go. The Blades of Chaos have done the deed.
Not again.
You should have joined me, Kratos. You should have been stronger.
By the gods.
So people might remember, this was a bridge
The battle was
back
not
earlier
over.
on in the
The gods,
playthrough.
it
It's
seemed,
actually a
had found
giant
gift
sword.
for Kratos.
How appropriate that this weapon has been placed right before us.
Still have allies in Olympus, Ares. Now, you will see how strong I am.
So it's time for us to once again fight against the God of War. Round 2, Ares. Oh, what the crap? Ah!
What the heck?
I think the game is busted. Yeah.
Yeah, we're swimming in...
We are swimming in the air. Okay, be right back, people. All right, we're back. We, for some reason, bugged out the game, and thankfully our checkpoint was right at this point. Nope. You don't win this time, Ares. Oh, noes. But we stopped you.
Remember, Kratos, it was I who saved you in your time of greatest need.
I haven't forgotten, Ares. I remember how you saved me.
That night, I was trying to make you a great warrior.
You succeeded.
Oh, no! And I'm sorry, I love this reaction every time I see it. Seriously, why did we need that?
Kratos had done the impossible. A mortal defeating a god.
There you
Ares
go.
was no more.
Seriously, why did you need that final cry and like all the modifications to the voice? It's like
To add.
it's like in a boxer movie where you have that big haymaker punch and you slowly see them taking the punch. It's like
The city had
I
been
don't need that.
saved and would thrive again. The same could not be said for Kratos, for as he sought to rebuild his soul with the help of the gods, the truth was revealed to him.
Athena, rid me of the memories that haunt me still.
You have done well, Kratos. Though we mourn the death of our brother, the gods are indebted to you. We promised your sins would be forgiven, and so they are. But we never promised to take away your nightmares. No man, no god could ever forget the terrible deeds you have done.
In the end, knowing the visions of his past would never leave him, Kratos made his way to the bluffs overlooking the Aegean Sea.
The gods of Olympus have abandoned me.
See, now we are full circle
Now there is no hope.
This is what we saw at the beginning.
at the very beginning, and
And
so
Kratos cast himself from the highest mountain in all of Greece. After 10 years of suffering, 10 years of endless nightmares, it would finally come to an end. Death would be his escape from madness.
and since the gods of
fate
Olympus are
Kratos was
really
not as it
cruel,
seemed. The gods had other plans.
rewind button.
Borne aloft like a feather, Kratos found himself risen from the sea and placed on solid earth.
You will not die this day, Kratos. The gods cannot allow one who has performed such service to perish by his own hand. Ares' tactics were brutal. His path of destruction had to be stopped. But now there is an empty throne in Olympus, and a new god of war is needed. Take these stairs, Kratos. They lead to your ultimate reward.
So you have now acquired Athena's blades, which are very much like the blades of chaos, but gold. Because why not? All right, and so you can actually talk to the statue.
Your battles are at an end, Kratos. Your journey is over. Take these steps to Olympus, and your place among the gods.
So basically now that with Ares dead, it is our job, and basically a setup for the sequel, for Kratos to assume the role of the god of war. And we get to go to Mount Olympus, where it looks so pretty, doesn't it? Oh, it looks so pretty. It's all made of gold. And go into the door. And there it is, our illustrious throne of the god of war. But first, we must save, because that's what you do in games like this. You must save before you ascend to your throne and end the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you can see, like, you can see that we have the Minotaur and we have Ares on the throne, basically saying that you have killed them. So maybe that's why they did two bosses to be able
look,
to do this.
the thing in the back, the
yeah, the Hydra in the very back.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's why they did that, but I still think it was not a good idea to have only 2 to 3 bosses. So, because I don't even consider the Hydra a boss. He's more of a tutorial kind of thing. This is the throne of the god of war. Take your rightful place upon it. All right, it's time for us to sit on the throne. Yeah, this is my kind of chair.
And from that point forward, throughout the rest of time, whenever men rode forth to battle for good cause or for evil, they did so under the watchful eye of the man who had defeated a god. They were driven forward by Kratos, the mortal who had become the new god of war.
I'm so bored. And with that, we have conquered God of War. Oh. And that is... So now attempt God mode. No. No, I don't need to. Yes, Treasures of Olympus have been unlocked. God mode has been unlocked. Would you like to save your progress? Yeah, sure, why not? Even though I just barely saved. Come on, just take me to the credits already. Here we go. So that is the original God of War for PS2, but we're playing on the PS3 version. Andrea, your final thoughts on God of War?
I still thought it was pretty good, even though I've seen it the first time, but I cannot wait to see what happens in the sequels.
Yeah, so that's actually the first question that we've been asked, is whether or not we are taking on the sequels, whether or not to you this was too violent, too sexual, too anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and let you answer that. What was this game too much of that?
Well, that's probably what you would expect in a God of War game, really.
Yeah, but was it like, did you hit your breaking point that where you don't want to go any further?
Well, obviously, if I want to see the sequels, then it hasn't hit me yet. I guess we'll find out what it would be like for the next set of games.
Yeah, so this is basically the answer. Yes, we will be taking on the sequels. I know a lot of people wanted us to take them on chronologically, but, well, we already are off because there is a game before God of War. Actually, no, there are 2 games before the original God of War. So at that point, no, we're not taking them on chronologically. We're going to take them on in release form. And so at that point, the next game would be the second iteration that literally came out 1 to 2 years later, God of War 2, which, here's the thing, this is what you can look forward to, Andrea. You thought this game was a hallmark for the PS2? It got beat, and it got beat by its own sequel. So God of War 2 is such a step above what they were able to pull off in God of War, that it is considered, like, that's why this series is considered as hallowed as it is for the PS2. My thoughts are, obviously, I'm still very much into the God of War series. I do have my problems with it. It is overly violent. The sexual content isn't necessarily that horrible to me, mainly because the sexual content in the games is, well, boobs. That's what you're getting. It's not like you're actually seeing sex on camera. So for a lot of PTA moms who came out and criticized that, that's not what it is. And I think even David Jaffe, the game director of God of War, knew that wouldn't fly, so they didn't do it. But what they do show does make sense, before people jump down my throat, for the time. It does actually make sense for women to be walking around topless in ancient Greece. Does it make sense for that to be happening now? Obviously not. But we're living in different times. So yeah, I think it's very likely we will be taking on God of War 2, and maybe what we'll do is we'll just go from game to game and see whether or not we hit Andrea's breaking point. And then hopefully that means good things for you guys, because then we will take on the latest, which is supposedly coming out this year in the God of War series, or as I like to call it, Big Daddy Kratos. But yeah, I think that's going to go ahead and do it for us for this playthrough. Thank you guys so much for playing along with us, for joining us on this journey. And next time, we will be bouncing back into the Kingdom of Daventry for King's Quest Episode 3, Once Upon a Climb. We'll see you guys then.
Kratos will return.
Of course, mortal!